Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Sandra Shepherd, and I'm the Assistant Principal for Administration and Development at St. John's College. I've been fortunate enough to work here since 2000 and have had the pleasure of meeting not only hundreds of graduate students, postdoctoral fellows, and visiting faculty who've had the chance to call the college home for a few precious years. But I've also had the great honor to meet many of the members of the St. John's University Alumni Association, whose foresight and generosity have made the establishment of St. John's College at UBC possible. So on behalf of St. John's College and the University of British Columbia, I want to express how happy we are that you are here to join in the celebration of 15 wonderful years of St. John's College at UBC. Principal Henry Yu will shortly give the official welcome, but at this time, it is my honor and my privilege to declare the Johanian Journey's 15th anniversary celebration open. Just to give you a brief outline of what will happen at this first event, there will be several speakers. Then we will have the official opening and ribbon cutting of the Alumni Hall. We'll move over to the social lounge for a group photo, and then we will have lunch in the dining hall. At this time, I am pleased to invite Principal Henry Yu of St. John's College to the podium.
Thank you, Sandra. Sandra and the staff here, many of you have met Denise Fong, our ambassador, Johanian ambassador, and they've done a lot of work over the last year, and so I wanted to acknowledge the amazing amount of work that the St. John's College staff has done. But as principal, and I've had the privilege of being the principal of St. John's now for the last 2 years, and before that I was the associate principal when Tim Brooke was the principal, and we've had three, I think, principals in the life of the college, Grant Ingram being the first, that have appreciated the relationship that has been formed by the Johanians with UBC, with the college. First, of course, by founding the college with your generous donation of the funds to build it, but also in the continuing connection with the college that many of you have had. And so we really appreciate it as we celebrate our 15th anniversary. We're so glad that you could come. I know that many of you have traveled from long distances. Even traveling across town, though, is always a challenge in Vancouver. You have to cross a bridge, as the local Johanians of Vancouver know. So we deeply appreciate that you've come here to help celebrate the 15th anniversary. I also want to acknowledge that we have, although SJU AA Shanghai and SJU AA Beijing were not able to send representatives, they have sent warm welcome to all of you, to your fellow Johanians, and as you can see, Beijing sent a lovely set of flowers that was there on the table when you came to register. So I also want to read out a message from Helen Zia. Now, many of you may know that Helen is a descendant of a Johanian, and Helen has been working for the last, I believe, 5 or almost 6 years on a book about the Shanghai diaspora, with one large feature on the Johanians themselves, as her father was a Johanian. And so Helen was going to be up here and speak to you herself, but family emergency came up, and so she had to actually return to New Jersey. So strangely enough, the Eastern United States Johanians have came here last night and showed up very late for on their own Eastern Standard Time, and Helen has to go the other way. But Helen has sent some greetings. I'm just going to read them out. Dear Johanians, members of St. John's College of UBC, and those from St. John's University in Taiwan, all members of the Johanian family, sending you my warmest greetings and sincere regrets that a family conflict prevents me from joining you on this important celebration of the 15th anniversary of St. John's College, which was established through the dedication and generous spirit of Johanians. I'd like to thank St. John's College Principal Professor Henry Yu for the opportunity of being the first Johanian visiting scholar and for this chance to offer a few words. As some of you know, I've spent the last 7 years documenting the experiences of Johanians and other Chinese, mainly from Shanghai, during the extremely tumultuous periods of modern Chinese and global history. I'm still at work in the difficult task of trying to convey those complexities into a book. Many of you Johanians have so kindly allowed me to interview you about the difficult times of war and revolution, as well as the uplifting times at St. John's University. I have often said that you Johanians represent much of what is the best and brightest that 20th century China produced, and that is certainly reflected in the resilient, resourceful, and expansive spirit that I've been privileged to observe among you. I'm thrilled that St. John's College of UBC and St. John's University of Taiwan are both conducting interviews and capturing the legacies of St. John's alumni, because there's so much for everyone to learn from your histories. Congratulations, St. John's College, on this 15th anniversary. I wish all Johanians and friends many more anniversaries with light, truth, and good health. So that's from Helen Zia. So as Helen mentioned, she was our first Johanian visiting scholar, and she spent time here and helped us actually launch the oral history project that started 3 years ago, and which captured some of the local St. John's University alumni in Vancouver. And there's 2 DVDs that are still available for those of you who have not seen them. And we continue on with a project to archive as much as possible the memories of St. John's University Shanghai. And so, for those who have not taken part yet, we hope to catch you, at some point. And now that you're here, please do come by and talk to us about hopefully arranging a time to even have interviews, and we can come find you. So one of the things that we're going to be launching right afterwards, after we leave this room, is the Alumni Hall. And as this morning, many of you have been resting and recuperating from getting here in the Alumni Hall. The Alumni Hall is an important space in the college. It is the place where new students and residents coming to live at St. John's College learn about who St. John's University was, who the Johanians were, and their connections to a long tradition that started in 1879. And so in some sense, it's the living memory for you, the Johanians, and St. John's University of Shanghai, embodied here at UBC, at St. John's College, and passed on to future generations of students. And so it's a really important site for connecting our legacy with your legacy. So we believe that. Each September for the last 2 years, we've had a founders' dinner as the first formal dinner of each year as new students come in. And we have had the privilege and pleasure of having Dr. Xu speak at the initial founders' dinner. We've had local Johanians, William Tong, we've had Stanley Kwok and Eva Kwok and others basically attending that dinner, as well as a brunch to mingle with our students so that they can see firsthand and talk firsthand with the Johanians to realize who it is that founded the college, who it is that they are in some sense in the shadow of, because many of them are still young, have not gone on to a bright career as many of you have. So they are basically at the stage of their lives where they're still looking forward and in the shadow of many of the accomplishments, the great accomplishments of the Johanians of St. John's University. And so that's part of what is being imparted, both within the Alumni Hall, within the Founders' Dinner, within the Living Memory Project. And so it's our students who work on the Living Memory Project as the archivists, as the people who are taking care of the materials. Later this afternoon, for those who wish to brave the unfortunately slightly rainy weather, we have a walking tour, and today where we'd like to take you is to actually see UBC Libraries, Irving K. Barber Center, where the special collections of UBC are at. That's actually where ultimately the material will be permanently archived and housed. And you'll see that this is, well, we are a research university, one of the top research universities in the world, and we have an archive to match. And so whatever you give us, we can safely say to you, it won't disappear, it won't, age and fall apart in the way that if you leave something in your garage or in your basement, it will. It's in an archive that is a professional archive with professional staff. And when we take something into our archives, we are basically making a commitment that as long as this university exists, so will that object that you gave us. And so we wanted you to see UBC Special Archives or Special Collections and Archives to see where these things are actually ending up ultimately. So if you have the energy after lunch and you want a quick walk in the brisk rain, or hopefully it will stop raining, then please do join us for that walking tour. I want to now pass it back on after welcoming you. I'm going to see a lot of you, and you'll see a lot of me over the next day, and for those coming back on tomorrow, you'll also see me tomorrow, so I won't keep going, but I just wanted to say again, welcome to you all. Thank you for coming from all around the world to join us, and I look forward to meeting those who I haven't met before, and to continue our relationship with the SJU AA Vancouver chapter. I want to thank the SJU AA Vancouver chapter for the gift of the beautiful flowers that it's brought spring to the college, even if outside it's still a little rainy. So thank you to the local SJU AA Vancouver chapter. But welcome to UBC, welcome to Vancouver, and welcome to the college.